Blah 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 blah. The Blob. Today we're going downtown. Righteous.
Alo, cả thầy nữa.
So, apparently our presence is finally pissing off some of the Inked Corporation lackeys, and even the main Inked boss. Good, good. That's what I'm aiming for. The more discontent those doomsday grayscale peoples are, the more happy I get. Not to mention all the colors. The colors of the world that fill it up with magic. I don't know if that's true. Does color make magic? I don't know. I would probably argue for it. Oh my goodness, it's those guys! Oh, jeez. Alright, well, we'll worry about that when we get there. Downtown is pretty large. It's a huge level. Lots of different parts to it. Probably only explore the first half of it in this episode. We'll see how far we get today. But, yeah. Yeah, I think color is magic. I do. I really do. I think color changes the world. If it didn't, then why are there kaleidoscopes? Simple question. Why would kaleidoscopes be invented if they weren't giant boosts of inspiration for kids and people who are stoned? I mean, seriously. That is proof positive right there, you know, that the fact that there's a tube completely devoted to color. That's all it does, is simply show you different colors and patterns. That's all it does. That's all it does. The fact that that invention is around proves that colors are magical. I mean, if colors weren't something important, why would we have evolved to see so many? I mean, that's what you gotta wonder. Why would we know all these different color combos? Why wouldn't we have the eyesight of a dog or a horse, where I think they only see certain colors, like maybe red, yellow, and I think some of them, some animals, I don't know which ones, can only see grayscale, like this world. So all these magnificent colors and things that you're seeing and probably liking and commenting about, hopefully, if you're cool like that. Wow, there's a lot of traffic today. You know, that would all appear as different shades of gray. Oh, and that's that book, isn't it? Ugh, 50 Shades of Grey. So that's the horrid nature of some animals' existence. Their entire life is a bondage novel, just different 50 Shades of Grey. And that would be so depressing if that's really what life was like. But I guess all of us at some point really have experienced it. We just don't remember. At some point, our molecules were a part of the ground, and at some point they were eaten up in a vegetable or a fruit or a mineral or some sort of animal that can only see grayscale. So I guess vicariously we must have experienced this at some point until we became human. Until we became human. These things. Alright. The heavy Inkas. These Inkas really stinkers because, you know, they take a lot more paint to destroy. They require more power out of you, so if you're approaching them with limited paint supplies, don't! Turn back. Just turn back as soon as you can. Immediately, right now, go get paint. At least 10. Okay, we're good. We're good. We got 44. We're fine. We're fine. But they have semi-projectile range. It's not super projectile. Oh yeah, that's clutch. Getting that poster all the way up there. You know, they're not super long-range attackers, but they do have some range. Those squirters, those backpacks on their backs are not floods. They are not water jetpacks in any way. So they're not going to help you out. They're not going to spray you and you're gonna come out unscathed. How did a car get down there flipped over? Jeez, I wonder. Probably those heavy inky guys, if I had to guess. Yeah, they spurt out ink, and that's destructive to the blob. Or Deblob, sorry, not the blob, it's Deblob. Because Deblob is a jazzy paint blob, and he doesn't believe in the word the. At least not when it comes to naming himself. Simple name, though. It's hard to forget. You just look at it, think, huh, what is that thing? It's Deblob. Oh, brilliant. That's its name, too. Simple, simple, simple. Couldn't have been a blob named Larry. No, that would be too much to remember. Too much weight to put on the player. It's not necessary. It just isn't. And why is there a giant sand dune here? This is supposed to be downtown, right? Not the beach. Who misplaced all their sand? I don't know. But we sure as hell can't color it different shades. Can only lightly make a snail trail across it. Can't get purple sands, unfortunately. It's so funny whenever the blob goes past any of the radians or gradians. Actually the radians, because if you go past the gradians, you break them out of their eggshell. But the radians are the colorful dudes who are jumping around and singing when they're so happy that we saved them. If you run over them with the blob, they get completely flattened out. They go, whack! And then they pop right back up like, oh, I don't mind that he ran me over. Doesn't matter. He freed us. He's allowed to. He's totally allowed to squish us. Oh, look, there's a propaganda poster for you. Let's completely clear that out of everyone's consciousness. We don't need to see that. No, I am not an evil blob. Regardless of the fact that I will completely roll over any radian in my path. I will squash them like a bug. But don't worry, they're bendable, they're flexible, they'll pop right back up. It's no problem. So yeah, you know, we can't have propaganda like that. We just can't. I'm here to save the day, all right? And you inkies, you're making it difficult to do. Ah, crap. Oh, good, there's a fountain here. Oh, pro tip for you: if you are far away from a fountain, but you happen to see an inkbot on the way. I'm going to wait until that inkbot comes back. Oh, there we go. Savior. Then run into the inkbot, because it will extend your life slightly. The more ink, the more, rather paint that you have, it will slow down the ink death that you have. It's kind of the equivalent of the Pokemon poisoning system, where if you're far away from a Pokemon Center, the Pokemon will get poisoned all the way down to 1 health point. Unfortunately, in this game, it doesn't give you that luxury of having 1 paint point left. It will kill you. It will pop your bubble and you will have bad luck. But, on the other side, on the flip side of things, if you were to, say, give that Pokemon a potion on the way to the Pokemon Center, it may have even more health than just 1 hit point by the time you get there. So, in the same sense, if you give Blob here, why we can't paint that corner, I'm not sure, but if you give the blob here, Deblob, sorry, some more paint in the process of being poisoned, it will take longer for the poison to actually kill him. So it's a good idea to run into any paint that you see along your way if you're trying to find a fountain or a clean water source, and oh, we just freed some gradients. Gotta get that extra time. Actually, if memory serves correct, when I was just playing this casually by myself and not recording it, I do remember the timing being an issue. But that's also because I never played it. It was a complete blind run and I didn't know where everything was. And not that I was going for 100%, but I was trying to paint as much as possible. For those of you who just want to purely paint and not be bothered by the inkies, you should go back to some of the past levels we've already been on. Because if you saw on the overworld screen, it had some new markings on it. It said new, literally said, hey, there's something new here. And it doesn't mean that there's a new level to complete, but there is new challenges to complete. So if you want to go back and you want to see how much you can paint in a lesser amount of time, then that's definitely the way to go. I don't remember if there's a free paint mode. I believe there is. I think there is a completely free paint mode in which you're not timed. So if you're just wanting to travel around the world, make all these cool different jazz sounds and see what different kinds of crazy color combinations you can make for the buildings, there is that mode available. I don't think I'll be doing any LP of that mode because, you know, what's the point? There really isn't any. I mean, the point is to simply enjoy and relax in some awesome painting that is casual. Whoa, those guys just popped out of nowhere. Goodbye. It's a good thing to get all the inkies in a group of 3 or a group of 4, however many they want to group into. Or Goomba stomp them all the way to the end. Because if they're all in a little huddle like they were, they get splat a lot easier. Oh, and, as you would imagine, the more mass that your blob here contains, the bigger the smack will be. So you'll have a better chance of smushing some other inkies on the peripheral side of things if you are a massive paint blob. If you're a tiny little thing, you can probably only target one inky at a time. And why are you taking us up the walls here, blue dude? Come on. I will paint these buildings. You don't have to put markers on them to tell me to paint them on the side. I will get there. I just want to race whenever I take your challenge. And challenge to challenge to challenge. That's what I really like about this game, is that it doesn't leave you wondering what to do. It's always got something to do. It's always got some new challenge to take on, and the good thing about it is that most of the challenges lead to more challenges. And you got this handy compass crap. And you got that handy compass thing too. So if I didn't see, like I did right there, you bastards! Like I did immediately there, where the inky enemies were, you bastards, then the compass kicks in quite handily. See, and this is where I ran out of time. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. No problem. Now there's even less to defeat. But this is where the combat system kind of gets clunky. You know, by using the Wii remote flicking mechanism, it doesn't respond fast enough to when you land on the ground. So you hit the inky, and then there's too much time in between the next waggle to do a jump, and then do another waggle to do a slam, to ground pound your enemies. But they're not too big of an issue. That's the cool thing about, I guess you could say, the enemies here, is that, you know, they will definitely kill you. You've seen it already on this episode. They got me once, and they almost got me again when we went after that challenge there. But they're not too big of an issue. They will not completely cock-block you from coloring up the entire city. They, fire! Jeez. You know, oh, crap. Wait a second. No, I want to go back. Damn it. I just realized. We missed. Yeah, we completely missed the marker right over there. And ran out of time. Oh, too bad. But the enemies are very well spread out throughout this game. So they're not like on every single street corner waiting to stop you from coloring everything. And they don't try to undo your work, which is nice. I mean, that would be infuriating if the enemies were set to inkify the buildings. There we go. Now we can safely get over to that marker. Oh, okay, so you didn't even want us to take the Z-pad. Simple, simple. Yeah, they won't poison the buildings once you've colored them. So we'll take on those new challenges next time.